Hi everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Mike.
And we're on our TOEIC article for this month. So this is kind of business English, real life situation English, often the kind of English you might see in an office or something like that. Now this is going to relate to an office, but not work. It's going to be the fun side of kind of office and company life. Let's introduce the topic by wondering, were you and I ever in school clubs, that kind of thing?
No.
No? You weren't in any school?
Well, sports teams.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but not my school actually didn't have many clubs really.
Oh, okay.
Afterwards, we just either played sports
Which sports sides were you in?
Oh, rugby.
Right, yeah, I was in rugby.
American football.
Nope.
Cross-country skiing.
Nope.
And soccer. Football.
Football, rugby, and I did some, I was in the theatre stuff.
Okay, that's good.
And the wargaming stuff with toy soldiers on battlefields.
Oh, you weren't like shooting guns and throwing hand grenades at school.
No, you were moving models that did that.
Neat.
Yeah, pretty
my
fun
school
stuff.
didn't have anything that cool.
Okay, and I was also in the badminton club, which is going to lead on to what we're going to talk about today.
Cool.
Reading. Joining a company sports club. Hey, Lauren, do you want to sign up for the corporate badminton club?
What? I had no idea we have a company badminton club.
I helped put it together. Our HR department thinks it will help promote employee health.
Well, I prefer tennis. I like fast-moving physical sports.
You've got the wrong idea about badminton. It can be really challenging.
I know they hit that little plastic thing over a net, but it moves so slowly.
That thing is called a birdie, and sometimes they're made of feathers. Birdies can actually be hit really fast. Feather ones reach over 400 kilometers an hour, which is faster than any tennis ball. It takes a lot of skill to hit one accurately.
But the rackets are light, and it doesn't seem to require much strength.
Actually, badminton takes a lot of coordination. There's less running than tennis, but you still give your muscles a good workout.
It sounds interesting. Badminton seems to require a different kind of ability. How can I join?
Here's the sign-up sheet.
Okay, but I don't know how to play.
Register for Level 1. They'll teach you all the rules.
All right, I'll join. It'll be fun to learn a new sport.
So day one is a conversation. We start with Jason, and he says, "Hey, Lauren, do you want to sign up for the corporate badminton club?" Okay, so there, we've got straight into it. He's asking her if she wants to join or sign up for a particular group, this badminton club. To sign up for means to officially join it. I guess in the past, you'd often write your name. So you'd sign something to say, yep, you're in the club, you've joined. But we don't really have to sign anything. Just sign up for means, yes, you agree to join, you agree to get involved in all the activities, that sort of thing.
That's right. Now, we're not talking about a school club here like we mentioned earlier. No, this is for people in a job, in a company, in a corporation. Corporation is a big company, and when we use the adjective form, we say corporate, basically involving a company, your job, your work, something like that, but in a larger organization. If you work in a little shop or something, that wouldn't be a corporate job. If you work for a big company or especially a corporation, then you have a corporate job, a corporate office, a corporate meeting, that kind of stuff, relating to big companies, big business, and jobs and stuff like that. All right, back to the article. So Lauren, she has never heard of this corporate badminton club.
No, she says, What?
Huh?
I had no idea we have a company badminton club.
Tingbudong.
Yeah, so company badminton club, corporate badminton club means the same thing.
Basically, that's right. And Jason explains it to her since she's never heard of it before. Jason says, I helped put it together. Ah, well, that might be why she's never heard of it. It probably is a new thing or something like that. If you put something together, Well, of course, you could be actually putting things together to make something new. A lot of these stores, when you buy your furniture, right, it comes to your house in a box, and then you have to put it together, or certain toys or things like that. If you buy a new computer, you might have to put parts of it together. But here, we're not talking about actually physically joining things together. We're talking about organizing something. You can put together a holiday, you can put together your friend's birthday party, you plan it, you organize it, you get all the things you need, call all the people you need to give you help. Basically, it's your responsibility and you make it happen, especially if we're talking about a group like this badminton club. So he's the one who started it, he organized it, and now he's getting people to join.
Yep, he also explains our HR department, as human resources, who kind of looks after the people side of a business,
Right, yeah.
Our HR department thinks it will help promote employee health. Promote is not here like promote someone to manager, it just kind of means encourage, to get people, to get our workers healthier.
Okay, so the workers can exercise together after working together. There's more teamwork, more friendship, and yes, they get a good workout. Well, Lauren thinks about this. It's the first time she's heard about it. He's kind of explained it a bit, and she says, well, I prefer tennis. Oh, okay, so she's not exactly excited about it, we can see here. And actually, she's pointing out that there's another sport that she likes more. She prefers the sport of tennis, which is similar, but when you prefer something, you're saying, I like this more than that. And she explains why she prefers tennis. I like fast-moving physical sports. So yeah, tennis, it's a bigger place that you're playing, a bigger area. You run a little bit more. It's probably a little bit more muscle power involved in hitting that tennis ball. But basically, she likes sports where she gets a really good workout. All right, so yeah, she likes a really good workout. She likes a very physical workout and she enjoys playing physical sports. Now, this adjective physical basically has to do with the body, with your muscles and exercise and stuff like that. So physical exercises might involve a little bit more weightlifting than something like running. Of course, running is physical, but often when we're really working out our muscles, when we're really building up a sweat, lifting heavy things, we could say that's a physical exercise or physical sport. Or maybe you have a physical job. If you sit at a desk tapping on a computer or writing with a pen, that's not really a physical job. Carrying boxes around, working in a construction site, building things with your muscles and carrying and moving things with your body, that's physical because it has to do with your body. Now, mental, that would be more of a job, sitting down, working on a computer, thinking, using your mind. Mental, physical. For example, mental exercise is just as important as physical exercise. So after you go to the gym, play some chess.
So, Lauren's saying, badminton, now I want something like tennis, really fast, running around. But Jason says, whoa, hang on there. You've got the wrong idea about badminton. It can be really challenging.
Oh, okay. So she didn't think you get really much of a workout. You're just a little here, a little there. And as she says, I know they hit that little plastic thing over a net. Unlike in tennis, where you hit a ball over a net. But yeah, no, it's true. The tennis racket is bigger. The thing you hit is bigger. You run further. And it's true, in badminton, you are hitting a very light, very small little thing, as she says, made of plastic. All right, we can talk about plastic being a material. A lot of your cell phone or your running shoes and many other things in the world are made from plastic, the material, like we would say something is made from wood or steel or plastic, but also, of course, we use it as an adjective, a plastic thing, plastic shoes, plastic jacket, plastic bag, something like that. So yes, the little thing you hit in badminton is made of plastic, as is maybe the net as well. For example, one good thing about plastic plants is that you never have to water them. They're always green because they're not real. They're made of plastic.
Okay, so she's saying you just hit this thing over a net, and she adds, but it moves so slowly. Well, let me tell you, if someone smashes that thing at you, you still don't want to be in the way of it.
Absolutely, and it moves quickly for a short time before it moves slowly. Anyways, Jason knows a bit more about this. He's got a bit more experience. Maybe Lauren's only seen it on television a little bit. So he kind of explains that thing, the plastic thing you hit, that thing is called a birdie, and sometimes they're made of feathers. Interesting. Yeah, I guess sometimes they are made of feathers. I mean, often the ones you would buy, especially if you're a casual badminton player, would be made of plastic, but the birdie is often sometimes made of feathers too. Now here we have another word, shuttlecock, a birdie or a shuttlecock. That is what you hit when you play badminton. Of course, it's not a ball, so we would never use that term. I think a more North American term might be birdie, and a slightly more English or British term, maybe the older term too, is a shuttlecock.
And some of them are made with feathers. Feathers is pretty much like the hair on the birds. It's sort of the long spiny things with the extra feathers. That's what they are.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, as the example sentence says, birds usually have two types of feathers. One kind is for flying, and the other kind keeps the bird warm.
That's right. Yeah, we put some of those warm feathers in a pillow.
Right.
Called down. And then I think they're called flight feathers.
Yes.
Those are the ones you might find lying on the
ground.
Wings. On the wings after they fall off the bird. Yeah, so there you go. But they would use the flight feathers in the badminton birdie or shuttlecock. Now, here he's using the term birdie. So again, the thing you hit. Birdies can actually be hit really fast, or when you hit them, they move really fast. Feather ones reach over 400 kilometers an hour? Wow, that is pretty fast. And as he points out, which is faster than any tennis ball. It's also faster than the high-speed train.
Yep.
But it's only for a short period of time. But still, if you think this is moving slowly, 400 kilometers an hour, that's not slowly.
Exactly. Yep. And so because of the speed they move and because of the way they move with the feathers, Jason adds, it takes a lot of skill to hit one accurately.
I think it takes a lot of skill to see one move.
If you do something accurately, it's done with precision. It's done in a way that is correct and exact. The thing you want and not a little bit to either side. Hitting something accurately would be hitting it in a way that it goes exactly where you want it to go. Here's another example. I might be able to guess the age of this painting, but I couldn't tell you accurately because I'm not an expert. I couldn't give you, it was done in June in 1604. You'd say, maybe the 17th century sometime. That would not be accurate if you did it that way, using the adjective. But if you could say accurately when that painting was done, you'd be an expert. So yeah, you need to really control where you're hitting the birdie or shuttlecock.
That's right. But Lauren kind of points out again, she's thinking about, well, how much exercise will I really get playing badminton? So she points out another thing she's noticed, but the rackets are light and it doesn't seem to require much strength. Again, in her mind, she's comparing this with tennis, okay? She's thinking the tennis racket, it's bigger, it's heavier, so it gives you more workout. That's what she's thinking. And of course, here a racket, that is what you hold in your hand when you play the sport of badminton, or the sport of tennis, or the sport of squash, or even the sport of racquetball. Now here we spell it R-A-C-K-E-T. It can also be spelled R-A-Q-U. E-T, that's kind of the older spelling, maybe still the British spelling, but basically we're talking about something you hold in your hand. It has kind of a net, it has these strings and a circular shape type thing at the end. That's what you hit the ball or the birdie or whatever with. And each sport, we actually call these racket sports, tennis, badminton, squash, racquetball. Each sport has a different sized racket, a different sized ball or thing you hit. But basically, you're hitting things back and forth.
Yeah, and each one requires different kinds of muscles, skills, and so on. The word require means to need. You have to have it. If you don't have it, you won't be able to do whatever you need to do. For example, a helmet is required if you want to enter the bicycle race. If you don't have a helmet, you cannot be in the race.
But I'm really fast.
It's tough.
I'm wearing these funny clothes.
You need that helmet.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you don't need a helmet for badminton.
No.
So that's, maybe I'll just switch to badminton. Anyways, Jason says, actually, here's another thing you might not know, Lauren. Actually, badminton takes a lot of coordination. Yeah, absolutely, especially hand and eye coordination. Remember, you're hitting something that's moving very quickly using a very small racket that's, at the end of this thing. You gotta have a lot of coordination, and coordination is basically when you are able to get your body parts, especially different body parts, to do things well together, working together at the same time. Have you ever tried to get a baby to give itself food?
Yes.
You've tried this.
A lot.
It doesn't work well. You put the spoon in its hand with the food and it flings it over its head, sticks it in its eye, drops it down it doesn't have the coordination to do this. Or often when people come to Taiwan from other parts of the world, they don't have the coordination to use chopsticks, right? You got to pick it up and, I dropped it and I can't get it to my mouth without making it go all over myself. It takes coordination, your different parts of your body working together. Things like dance, ballet, a lot of these things are difficult. They take a lot of coordination.
So Jason continues to talk about badminton, and he does admit one thing as he's discussing it and kind of comparing the two. He says there's less running than tennis, so you don't run around quite as much.
It's a smaller area.
Yeah, but you still give your muscles a good workout. Yeah, it's not just smaller, but you can reach more areas with your racket, so there's less need to run from side to side.
Yeah, and of course the birdie doesn't bounce, so it goes less distance.
Yeah, but so it's still a good workout.
Sure.
A workout here, it's a noun, just one word, meaning a period of exercise.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of chubby badminton players in the Olympics. They're usually pretty skinny. And Lauren, now she's starting to come around. She's, learning new things about it, looking at the sport in a different way now that Jason's told her all this stuff. So she says, it sounds interesting. Oh, okay. Badminton seems to require a different kind of ability. So it's not just like tennis light or diet tennis or something like that. It's different. It might look the same in many ways, but it's actually quite different. Or it will need from her a different kind of ability. It will challenge her in a different kind of way. So she's in. She says, how can I join? I want to be part of this.
Yep. Jason produces and says, here is the sign-up sheet.
Wow,
he had it on him.
He was prepared. All right. Well, Lauren says, okay, but... And then she points out a good fact. I don't know how to play.
Yeah, there are rules.
There are rules, and even though you've played tennis for many years, it's not the same thing.
Exactly. So he says, register for level 1. They'll, meaning the instructors will, teach you all the rules.
Beginner badminton.
So Jason told her to register. Register as a verb pretty much means the same as the phrasal verb I discussed earlier, to sign up for something. You officially join often by entering your name on a list. And that list can also be called a register. That's using it as a noun. You could register for sports classes, you could register for driving lessons, and here's another example. Bethany registered for some singing classes at the local community center. So yes, signing up for class, you are registering for the class. Yeah, there we go. Register for level 1 and you'll get started.
And Lauren is gonna do that. She says, all right, I'll join. She's definitely in. It'll be fun to learn a new sport. So there you go. Yeah, absolutely. She actually even sounds a little bit excited about it now. When you say all right, basically you're giving a strong agreement to something. Maybe after someone had to get you to change your mind a little bit, but it's basically saying okay. She could have said, okay, I'll join. All right, I'll join. I agree. You've convinced me. You've changed my mind. Let's do this thing. So pretty soon she's going to be a very enthusiastic beginner badminton player.
That's right. Well, we'll find out a little more about this badminton sports club tomorrow, but right now we'll go to our For You Chat question.
You chat.
So the question is, what types of sports do you like to play? And if you like badminton, explain why you like playing it.
Gosh, I don't remember the last time I played badminton, but I
Okay.
do like another racket sport. I'm a big fan of squash.
Okay.
Yeah, you can play squash here in Taiwan. It's kind of like badminton, except instead of hitting a birdie or a ball over a net like badminton or tennis, you're hitting a ball against a wall in a very small room, and you run around and kind of hit the ball back and forth. And it's a fun sport. You can play it in a very serious way, or you can just kind of have fun with it. I used to be on the squash team at school, but now I just play occasionally with my wife.
I do like badminton. It was
Okay.
one of my favorite sports. In fact, I struggled with tennis because all my muscles were doing the things you needed to do with badminton. It's a lot more wrist and elbow joint stuff than sort of from the shoulder. If
Right.
You try and use your shoulder muscles to hit a badminton shuttlecock, it'll go all over the place. It's got to
too
be
hard.
little flicks and stuff.
Right.
So I liked it just, I guess, because I was kind of good at it for a bit, and
Okay.
it was just a fun thing to do as a sport. You could do it inside, so the bad weather in the UK didn't bother you so much, so you could kind of do it all year round. So yeah, it was just a good sport. You could play doubles, so you could go with your family and book a court, rotate, somebody takes a rest and somebody else comes in. It was all good fun. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but join us again tomorrow for part 2 of our TOEIC article. See you then. Bye for now.
Take care.
Vocabulary Review.
Physical. After lots of physical training, Jenny can now lift heavy weights. Plastic. To protect our environment, we should use fewer plastic bags. Feather. I saw a feather on the ground and wondered what kind of bird it came from. Accurately. I tried to accurately describe the man who robbed me to the police officers. Require. Success in business requires a good plan as well as enough money to get going. Register. Before moving to France, I wanted to learn the language, so I decided to register for French lessons.
智慧小补帖
Corporate. Birdie. Racket. Coordination. Workout.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net